Okay, this video is going to cover the psychology to getting and dating girls. So, this video is basically just going to cover the psychology of dating girls and, how to get good game, how to get girls, what girls find attractive and what they don't find attractive, and why majority of guys end up staying as virgins and don't get any girls and why they suck at it. It's going to give you a full breakdown and how a player gets girls with the right mindset. It's going to give you the tips and tools to get girls. This has worked for the people I've coached to get girls, so if that's something you're interested in, you can do that. This has worked for them. It's worked for me when I was in my phase of getting with a lot of girls, and I'm confident it's going to work for you because of some of the comments I've seen, so I'm glad about that. So yeah, anyways, if you're not a feminine person and you don't have the attention span of a goldfish, this video is going to help you massively. It's going to give you all of the essential tools to getting and fucking girls and getting the right game, so you don't scare them away like an autistic person, because we've all been there when we first start off. We do autistic shit, we scare the girl away, or she thinks we're a fucking weirdo. So if you don't want that to happen to you, then this video is going to give you a lot of fucking value. Now, as long as your TikTok fried scrolling brain doesn't click off, you should be good to go. I can assure that if you've taken the action steps in this video and apply them, you're going to level up your game, and you could be even with a girl within the next few weeks. If you applied my action steps from my glow up videos and my dating videos in the past, you're probably already at the stage where you're either with a girl or you're getting very, very close. So, enough bullshit, let's get you some results from this video to continue on with this whole series. So, hopefully you can be successful with girls, master the psychology behind it, and whatever your mission is to build a long-term relationship or be a fuckboy, this is going to work for you. I believe this guide will serve you very well, and it will provide you the essential tools to win. Let's get straight into it, enough wasting time. First things first, the biggest issue is mindset. A lot of guys overcomplicate getting girls. They think they need to look smacks hard, and they need to do brain dead shit. This is true to an extent, guys, but looking like a 10 out of 10 with no game gets you no pussy. However, being a 5 out of 10 with game gets you a lot of pussy. A lot of black pillars talk about how looks maxing is so important. You need to be a 10 out of 10. You need to have a PSO rating or some bullshit like that. I don't fucking know, bro. But essentially, they think that if you're not a certain height or a certain appearance, you can't get girls. Not true. I think it's the opposite. Actually, no, not I think. I fucking know, because I've tested this with guys that I coach. Essentially, if you're not that good looking of a guy, if you have good game, you can pull girls, and I'll explain to you why later on. Because essentially, if you have good game as not a good looking guy, you're going to pull more girls than the guy that has a high PSO model rating type garbage. This is because girls are attracted to the perception they build of a man, primarily, not the physique. The physical appearance or the facial appearance is only just an asset, is a step into the door to the bigger picture. If you look ugly, you only need to be a 5 out of 10 to get girls with good game. And I'm going to give you good game in this video. I'm going to break it down for you. Now, a lot of guys watching this that are like, thinking, oh, but I'm not 6'3". That doesn't matter. The guy that's 6'3" and has no game still doesn't get bitches. I know that because I was that guy. I didn't have game and I was 6'3", chiseled 10-12% body fat. It's only when I got good game was I sleeping with a lot of girls. Now, granted, having good looks did get me with girls at first, but I was very fucking autistic. That's why I know what it's like to be on the side of the spectrum. I've been fucking I've been on the ugly side, I've been on fucking good looking side, the good game side, the bad game side. I spent years on this shit, and I've studied it. And I've mentored guys, coached them, and I've gotten them ridiculous results who have pulled off the same thing. So yeah, there you go. Now, if you're very, very, very fucking ugly, like fucking opposite end of the spectrum, like you're hideous, no saving, you can literally get girls by having good game and turning girls that are your friends into girlfriends or friends with benefits, whatever you want. I've discussed this, and it's known as the warm approach. I've talked about my other videos. I'm going to touch on it in this video, so you don't need to worry. Essentially, you make friends with a girl. You don't show any intentions of having sex with her, any intentions of getting with her. You do that. She sees you as a friend. Eventually, you escalate, and then you turn her into a friends with benefits. And that's it. That is how you see these ugly guys who are really fucking hideous pull girls that are 10 out of 10 models. And you're like, what the fuck? How did you do that? But there you go. That's how it works. Now, the next factor, this is my fucking factor, this is what works for me, is the dickhead mindset. A lot of guys seem to forget that being needy or clingy for girls is a huge turn-off. If a girl is clingy for you, you should not be clingy for her. If your girlfriend is being clingy to you, bro, she's like, oh, let's hang out, let's cuddle, oh, I need you. If you reciprocate that I need you too, and that I'm going to be clingy, turn off. You're going to make her go dry fucking like a savannah desert, G. The reason for that is because girls don't like guys that are needy. And as much as girls hate to admit this, a guy that is in high demand by other girls and is not needy is more attractive. if you're a guy that's constantly getting flirted with by a bunch of girls, even when you're on a date with a girl, yeah, it'll piss her off, but she's gonna be more attracted to you. So don't listen to these girls, bro, because let me give you a fucking quote here. You don't listen to the fish on how to catch a fish. You listen to the master fisherman, which is me in this scenario. Don't fucking listen to these girls. If you're flirting with girls in a relationship, good. Because that girl's going to fucking fall more in love with you because of the fact she's like, other girls want him. We discussed this in the pre-selection and abundance factor on this video, and I'll break it down for you. But for now, let's stick to this topic. You need a massive fucking ego, guys. You need to see yourself as the prize. The reason why a lot of these ugly guys and guys like me who are highly attractive fuck so many girls, like I think my record was literally I slept with 4 girls in one night. And the reason I was able to do this is because I have a massive fucking ego. I have such a huge ego that I literally set it as a challenge. I was like, if I don't do this today, I'm going to have a forfeit of where I'm going to have to do something shitty. And I fucking pushed, bro. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to speak to every girl in this club and I'm going to make sure. And a lot of girls knew what I was trying to do and I still fucking pulled it off. That is the power of ego. Ego turns girls on and girls love when they see a guy with a massive ego. Why? Because it emulates confidence, it emulates competence, it emulates skill and respect. And we're going to talk about this later on. Essentially, a lot of guys say, treat them like mud and they stick like mud. No, this does not mean fucking abuse them, because this is what I thought at first. I thought if I'm really mean to a girl and I call her ugly and shit, she's gonna stick like mud. I literally went up to a girl and I called her ugly. Didn't fucking work. Do you want to know what happened? Every fucking girl that it was in her friend group thought I was a weird fuck. And rightfully so. When you treat a girl like mud, essentially what it means is you see yourself above them and you hold yourself above them. You have a massive ego. So when they're dating you, you're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a fucking favor. You're doing them a favor. And the reason why a lot of girls don't like desperate guys who are virgins are like, I need to lose my virginity. I need to lose my virginity. I need to do some shit like that. Girls can sense that shit. And when they sense that shit, they're like, why would I give it to you when you're a desperate person? Girls have an abundance effect where they want a guy that other girls want, or a guy that's already been with a lot of guys. So if you don't have experience, you need to get experience by pretending that you already have experience. Now, let me go on to the next point. My one-word message has more value than your shitty paragraphs that beg her to date you. Why? Because my texts are flirty, and by using positive reinforcement, I can essentially secure a date within 10 messages or less. And once I fuck her a few times, I can go cold, and I can literally fucking disappear. And guess what? She's going to crave more attention. Therefore, creating a girl I could sleep with as much as I want, as long as I maintain respect. Now, why is my 10 messages so powerful? Well, my 10 messages are flirty. They're high value. They're important. And guess what? They're not even that long. They're one sentence, sometimes one fucking word. I literally send her a one-word message like, let's fuck, or come over, some shit like that, and she'll come over. Why? Because I've done the stages of flirting. I've already sent messages that reciprocate value and perception. I gave her an image, a perception to build of me as this Chad-like figure that fucks a lot of girls. And I do. But the thing is, if I send her paragraphs like a loser, like a lot of you guys do, you're not going to pull her. Why? Because the paragraphs, you're being her friend. Why the fuck would you want to be her friend? In fact, you're not being her friend, you're being her comfort buddy. Why the fuck would you want to be her comfort buddy? The comfort buddy doesn't fuck her. The guy that fucks her is sending her flirty one text messages and fucking sentences like, shut up, make me, shit like that. Like, this shit is cringe, but guess what? This has more value than your fucking paragraph. Because girls want to see shit that triggers her emotions and spikes it. One, like, massive paragraph will not make her fall in love with you. You need to do that in person. So please take that on board with you. Hopefully that fucking helps. Because a lot of guys say you should ignore a girl and put space and time between your messages and this and that and this and that. The reason you do that is not because you want to ignore her. The reason you do that is because you send high quality messages, less shitty messages. The more you speak, the more bullshit you're likely to say, the more likely you are to dry her pussy up. I can fucking flirt with a girl for hours, guess what? Because I've got the game in good. But chances are, whoever's watching this, like, whatever your fucking name is, bro, if you're watching this right now, you're probably not at the stage where you can send hundreds of flirty messages. I can, because I've spent years getting good at it. If you're a beginner, you're max going to have 10 messages that you can send that are probably going to turn a girl on. Like, it's a game of fucking numbers, okay? Now, this is a brief breakdown of game. I'm going to get balls deep into the video. Now that you know what the topics we'll be discussing and dissecting them, I'm going to get more in depth. So if anything else does not make sense, do ask you down in the comments below. If you need advice or mentorship, you can book a free strategy session with me with the link in description. And then I'll get back to you and I'll build you a plan for free. And we'll see if we can work together on a coaching scheme. And I'll coach you to get your girlfriend, fuck girls, whatever it is that you want. or if you need accountability or fitness or whatever. Anyways, let's talk about the importance of game and how it works. Game is one of the most important factors. I'll break it down game into this. These are the most important three factors: humor, competence, confidence. Humor, competence, confidence. Remember that, okay? Each of these three factors is what makes a girl build a strong perception of you. Humor means you're funny and entertaining to be around. Competence means you're valuable, man. And confidence is having self-respect and being self-assured so that the girl can respect you. With these 3 points, essentially, you're trying to flirt or get a girl, then make sure your actions and words align with those 3 pointers. So if you're in a club trying to get a girl, then you can use confidence by taking the courage to compliment her, and using humor, you can tease her. If she responds positively, then competence is the ability to actually dance with her and kiss her correctly and not like a virgin. And by nailing these 3 points, I can guarantee you're going to get every girl every single time. These 3 pointers are guiders, and essentially, as an autistic, it may seem autistic at first, okay? You're like, oh, humor, competence, confidence, this is so fucking autistic. If you don't have experience, you need these things. When you fucking start reading for the very first time as a child, or riding a bike, you need to use training wheels, like 2 wheels, and it looks so autistic. But guess what? That's what you got to do. You need these 3 pointers. It may seem autistic, but it works. It's the trick that works. And essentially, the guy who speaks less is less likely to speak garbage. So by using these 3 pointers, you're going to speak less, but you're going to say high value shit, which is going to get you more girls. So essentially what this means is only do shit that hits these 3 key pointers. If it doesn't do any of these 3 things, don't fucking do it. Because if you're trying to get a girl for the first time, you're going to struggle. So only try and hit 3 pointers. If you can do something that hits all 3 pointers, you're going to probably fuck her on the same night. As you get better, you're going to be able to say more, it'll feel less autistic, it'll be more authentic, and you'll be able to essentially have long flowing conversations. And when you do that, you're going to be fucking girls like no problem. At first it will feel autistic, as I already explained, but that's with every new skill, guys. And you're going to have to learn how to get good at it. And once you do get good at it, you're going to feel good about doing it. You're not going to be thinking, 3 pointers. You're just like, oh, right, okay, I just need to do this. You don't even need to think. It'll become second nature. It's second nature to me. I don't think about this shit. Making this took me 20 hours. The reason it took me 20 hours is because I don't think about it anymore. Before I did. And I had to like dig deep in my brain, like, what do I do? What do I do? So there you go. I put a lot of effort in this one. So that's why it took me a while to get this video out. I apologize for that. Anyway, why do girls like these traits, by the way? Let's talk about the why. Well, it shows you're a guy that's capable at being good at what they do. Have you noticed girls typically fall for the guys who are particularly good in certain skills? For example, if you're good at boxing, any girl that likes that niche, which is boxing, will be into you potentially. Now, if you're good at coding, which is more of a nerdy thing, any girl that is into coding will take notice to that and they'll like you. It's essentially because they like to see a guy that's good at some particular skill. In a club environment, however, it's more social skills. So girls will take a notice into humor and confidence as well as being able to make moves and dance. This is a social skill. Girls like guys that are good at things. And that is how it works. If you're not a valuable guy, girls aren't going to be with you. So create some fucking value and do something. Again, if you want to learn what your value is, or if you want to learn how to get girls and you want to get coaching, there you go. You can do so for free. And then you can discuss if you want me to give you proper coaching. Anyway, the final one, confidence, is the most important, as it is a form of self-respect. This is because already, as I explained, girls do not like clingy or needy guys. If a guy is rejected and he walks away with a smile on his face and goes to another girl, that girl that rejected him will most likely feel insecure and annoyed. And they will potentially try to ask that guy out again. This is known as pre-selection. I've experienced this a lot. When I get rejected by a girl, I just go for a best friend. Guess what? I fuck her best friend and she's like, ah, shit, I made a mistake. Then she starts asking for my snap and then I fuck her too. As simple as that. Girls do not like being fucking like... Girls do not like it when like you do shit like that. When you go and fuck another girl after they reject you, they want to hold you on lock for some reason. And I'll explain that in another video because it's fucking weird and it's a long fucking topic. Anyways, now let's talk about the importance of pre-selection and having female or girl besties. I'm gonna say girl besties because that's the term we use in the UK here, and that is actually the term we use for girls that we fuck that are female friends. But essentially, what is a girl bestie? It's a girl that you're just friends with. It's pretty straightforward. Anyway. Pre-selection is one of the cheat codes to getting a lot of girls. Essentially, I noticed this when my wallpaper was a picture of me and my girlfriend or a girl that I'm fucking, I would attract more girls than usual. The effect was multiplied when I was actually with her. So essentially, if I was on a date with her, or I was outside with her, or if I was walking around in the gym with a girl or in the club, more girls would approach, or more girls would take interest, or they would stare at me. So if you do that, you can basically attract a lot of girls, because girls will see this essentially and they'll think, I need to be with you too because that girl is with you. Now, if you want to use this effect to be a fuckboy, then I would opt for having girl besties or friends that are girls. If you do that, you can have friends with benefits with these girls, and you don't have to be committed, and you can get more girls in your roster to fuck. So it's pretty simple and straightforward, and that's how fuckboys get a lot of girls. I've seen plenty of fucking guys who have girl besties, and like they fuck hundreds of girls just because of that factor alone. Now, essentially having a girl bestie is useful because if she is seen with you laughing, touching, and being comfortable around you, other girls will be drawn to you because they'll think, if she feels safe, I feel safe too. It's a weird honey bee effect type thing where they all go to the hive or some shit. I don't fucking know. But essentially they'll be drawn to you and they'll feel like if one girl wants you, then more girls should want you. This mindset is wired into girls in a primal way, and as much as they hate to fucking agree with this, and they're gonna fucking lie in the comments and shit saying, wah, 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 like, shut the fuck up, bro, you don't know shit, you don't listen to the fucking fish, okay, so shut up. Essentially, if we look at in history, which is a fact in a science and quoted study, women in the past, in nature and primitive times, essentially, why would they go for the king? All women would sleep with the king, they wouldn't sleep with the peasant, all women would share a man. This man was competent, and that's because they saw that if one woman wants the king, all women should want the king. Now, if you fucking understand the source and study behind that, you can't deny it. Anyways, moving on. This is all basic biology anyways, guys, so you can't argue this fact. Pre-selection is a huge cheat code, even if you're an ugly guy. This is because girls look beyond your physical appearance. If you look like a guy that girls can be comfortable around, more girls will be comfortable around you. It's easy as that. Essentially, being a good-looking guy is just the biggest cheat code of all, since you have it easy and you don't need any extra skills. But if you lack any of these extra skills, if you want to take your looks even further, apply these factors, then, like, bro, you're going to be in fucking such a king position. For me, I'm literally a fucking slayer because I'm good-looking and I apply these factors. And if you do the same, you'll get insane results. But if you're not that good-looking, just try and become the best-looking version possible, but the main thing is game. However, if you combine this with incredible looks and game, then yeah, it's just game over. It's a fucking game on you. Basically, it's a fucking game. What the fuck did I put here? Let's see, put every game. Yeah, essentially it's a game, and if you, as long as you apply these skills, it's like adding skills to a skills tree setting. And when you do that in certain areas, then yeah, you get more girls. I would say roughly, I'm about a 7 or 8 out of 10 at the moment, and I'm 6'3", and I'm fairly lean with a diamond face. So I would class myself in the category of highly attractive with good game. But I was at a stage where I was very unattractive too, and I still got with a lot of girls. Primarily because I had good game. I worked very hard and I studied a lot of understanding and I spent a lot of time getting experience. So yeah, that is why I've slept with the majority of girls I met using both of these factors and one and the other. Now, do not be discouraged if you lack looks, because I've seen girl besties sleep with ugly guys purely because they can trust those guys and they feel an emotional connection. This is how ugly guys get into relationships and fuck 10 out of 10s. Fair play to them, it works. And using it as an attractive guy, it's even more potent, as I already explained. So how do you get girl besties? Well, it's simple. You just treat them like a normal fucking person, guys. If you reek of, I want to sleep with you and shit, they're going to turn you down as a friend, and this polarizes them to either fuck you or reject you. However, a girl bestie, they're more likely to accept, because that isn't really like asking for anything besides friendship. So that means essentially you can use pre-selection where you can either turn them into a girlfriend or friends with benefits, or use them to get more girls. Now, let's talk about the dickhead mindset of a player, which I roughly went into earlier. Okay, so we all hear the same garbage as I explained. If they stick like mud, if you treat them like mud, they stick like mud. But what does this actually fucking mean? To abuse them? Fuck no, that's wrong. I hate this line, and this is the correct perception. First, you need to understand the player mindset is having ego where you hold yourself to a high standard. You treat girls as if you are the prize, and essentially this means you see yourself better than everyone else. So that means you have to be a cunt and polarize people. This is going to upset some people are going to hate you for it, but this is what girls like. A guy that's confident in himself and isn't going half in, half like, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do this. If you do that, girls aren't going to be drawn to you. Now, girls love this because, again, it just emulates confidence, competence, and you give a vibe that you're the best guy in the room. You're the best guy there is. This is how some ugly guys pull girls, by acting better than they actually are. And this builds a different perception of them. As guys, we are logical thinkers, and because of this, we think, what the fuck, he's so fucking ugly. But girls are emotional thinkers. And this is why I highlight the importance of appealing to her emotions and looks, because it is just an asset that helps to do better. So if you lack it, you can work around it. Don't let the black pill fucking garbage discourage you, gentlemen. Because if you let it discourage you from dating, because dating is so vast and there is a large playing field, it is beyond looks. In a world of modeling, black pill matters. If you don't have genetics, you're not gonna model. I'm gonna give you the brutal honesty. If you don't have the fucking thing, what is it? If you don't have the looks, you can't fucking model. It's simple. It's over for you. However, if you're trying to date girls, you don't need to fucking look like a 10 out of 10, okay? And essentially what you need to do is utilize the ego you build with girls, and you just limit your attention to the girls. And just take self-respect by walking away from girls who are disrespectful and they do not want to spend time with you or whatever. Simple as that. For example, after fucking a girl for 3 times, I'll phase my attention out a bit to maintain attraction, and she's going to crave it more. I don't do this intentionally. I do this because sleeping with a girl over and over gets boring as fuck, and I'd rather work towards my project or fuck another girl. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I get bored of fucking the same fucking girl, okay? And I'm not going to say that because I'm in a relationship to my girlfriend, but I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I get bored of fucking her, and I do get the urges to cheat. But guess what? I'm not going to because at the moment, I'm in a long-term relationship. But when you're fucking hundreds of girls, you should be fucking different girls and taking spaces and taking breaks. Because this is like how you become more valuable as a man. And this is how she values me more. She's like, shit, this guy has options. I need to be better. So it's simple as that. Now, let's talk about jerking off. I talked about jerking off briefly. I'm going to touch it again. I'm going to make a full video on this in future, but for now, let's focus on this. This is a grey area because so much garbage shit on the internet says, essentially, if you lack it, if you jerk off, you can float or some shit like that. I don't fucking know what this no-fap garbage is. But essentially, if you jerk off, what it does is, and this is the science behind it, it validates and destroys confidence with you, which causes depression, which can affect your perception of girls and how you talk to them, and so on. Girls could tell when you reek of being loser and jerking off to porn all day, and this is why it's so unattractive as fuck to watch porn. It shows you settle for less, and for the fact that she will value you as a subhuman trash bag and not give her body up to you. Why would she? You jerk off to pixels and a scream. Is her value equated to the same as that? No, she's obviously going to fuck you off. If you're jerking off to pixels on a screen and then you're going to fuck a girl, is that the same thing? No, she's going to expect more from you. And if you jerk off, you're going to fucking devalue her. So there you go. Essentially, the science behind it is that when you jerk off, you lose minerals and nutrients, which cause quite a lot of fucking tiredness. And this is why you essentially become weak. And your body works to reproducing the lost minerals. Hence why you feel tired, lost, confused, or even hungry. Because your body's just like, I need to get the replenished energy that I just lost. Next point, how to approach girls. I've talked about this plenty of times in my videos, and I'm going to briefly touch on it again. Tinder approach. I have made a full guide on this on my channel already, but essentially if you're trying to fuck girls and you're an introverted guy and you do not want to approach girls, this one is for you. As always, do not try to find girlfriend on Tinder because most of them are not girlfriend material. Now, next one, warm approach. This shit is very risky, guys, but essentially if you're in a friend group that has a lot of girls, you simply just make a move for the girl you want at a party or in a private place. Just don't be a cringe piece of shit and say something like, I like you. Make your moves more like a bold way with hitting the 3 pointers I talked about in the slides. Now, cold approach. This one is solid for finding a partner, but typically it requires a lot of buzz, and this is one that I specialize in. So essentially, what you do is you walk up to a girl, compliment her, you tease her, you flirt with her, and when you do this, it's basically risk-free because it's just brilliant because that girl's going to forget within 30 seconds. You can do this at a dog park, you can do this at the gym, you can do this at the club, the bar, the pub, whatever. And guys, only men always tend to remember when girls are approaching. Yes, it does happen if you're attractive, girls will ask you out, but that is typically at bars and clubs. In my opinion, if you're trying to fuck a girl, the best place is either Tinder, the bar, or the club. If you're a good looking guy, Tinder is your best bet. Tinder is based off of looks. If you don't have game, if you don't look good, Tinder's gonna be a rough patch to go through. But as long as you're shredding, you have a 6-pack, that is the main thing. If you have your abs and you're chiseled, you can still get girls through Tinder. So there you go. Next slide. The fear of rejection. Being honest here, no girl's going to remember after she rejects you. This is because so many guys shoot their shitty shots and they simply forget. If you approach them right, as I go in depth in my other videos, you can outdo these other fucking losers who do cringe up pickup lines like, you fell out from heaven. You must be an angel. Some bullshit like that, bro. This is why these kids stay fucking virgins, bro. And I fuck their fucking favorite girls, bro, and their crushes. Because I'm more bold with my approach. And I'm like, I compliment her. I say, you have nice hair or some bullshit like that. I call her fucking cute and ask for her Snapple number. I get her fucking number and I fuck her on the same day. These kids that saying you fell from heaven, you angel type shit are not fucking like that. That's not it. The reason why for that is because I show high testosterone, and high testosterone is attractive. The guy who's walking up and saying, can I have your number? You're cute, is going to get more girls. Because guess what? Confidence, attraction, all comes from having a high level of self-assertiveness, assurance, and dominance. Girls want to be led. If you're making it confusing for them, they're going to find you unattractive. And that philosophy for me has worked very well. If you're directing your approach, just say it with a joke and a compliment. Simple. This has worked for me hundreds of times with several guys that I work with and even my own friends. This is because, again, girls don't want confusing, cringy pickup lines. It's not the fucking movies, bro. You're not in Hollywood, okay? They do not want to put fucking effort to decipher your cringe pickup lines. They're rather a bold, masculine man that approaches them with a teasing comment and she responds positively, and then you can take your approach and kiss her or some shit like that. If you do that, you're going to get more girls than the cringy fucking losers that do the other thing, okay? And guess what? Who fucks them on that night? Who's the guy who's direct like me, or the loser that tried to be a cringe dork with his funny little fucking insult comment? Me. I fucked them on that night. She's in bed sucking me off, not him. This is because he was too much of a pussy to ask for what he fucking wants. If you're not confident or body approach, you're going to miss the 3 important factors of getting girls here, hence why you look like a dork. If you want to quote this study, it's a book called Mode 1 Approach. It's a good book for dating, and if you're a fucking nerd thinking this doesn't work, there's literal scientific fucking studies, you cunt. Anyways, you can't fake confidence, guys. Too many people try to do this, and truth always comes out in the end. You need to work on yourself while you fake confidence. If you do that, that will work. If you're going to fake it, put in the work so that you're faking it until you make it. These red pill dorks will say, just be confident, bro, and act confident. No. You need to fake your confidence while putting the work in, so when you get to that stage, you'll automatically already be there, like, once you're there. And that is what pisses me off the most. You need to build a character, so you need to be proud of yourself, and so on and so forth. Even if I lose everything in my business, I built a character where I can do this all over again and still come back and win. I don't care if I lose all the money I've made for doing this. I'm still going to come back and be able to do this over and over again because I built a character. I understand that doing shit alone is difficult, and that's why I come so hard. This is why I'm in the business of mentorship, to give that extra push and give people the extra security to build up success and provide them with my knowledge, value, and assets. I want to guide them on getting girls, making money, and so on and so forth, because doing it alone is quite hard, but it does build a strong character. It does not matter what option you pick as long as you put in the work towards the goal you're aiming for. Remember, the work works on you more than you work on it, because the work that you put in builds you up as a person, giving you personality, character traits which adhere to your success, if that makes sense. I hope it does. As always, let's go on to the second to final slide. Mindset is everything, guys. Essentially, most of you watching this are going to quit. You're not even going to try. You're going to approach one girl and you're like, I give up. This doesn't work. Essentially, I want you to all win, and I know this is going to work, but the thing is, you aren't willing to pay the price for success, okay? You guys want the reward without the risk or work, and this is simply how shit doesn't fucking work. You have to fucking pay the price to win. But the thing is, if you persist and never give up, you can fucking win. Volume negates luck, okay? And the reason why becoming good at something takes so long is because you're building the mindset alongside it, which is what is attractive to girls. It adds to your character, and if you're attractive, and so on and so forth, it's just going to be a nice asset. Now, let's say you did not suffer for the work, and you were born good looking, or you got girls at a young age. Chances are you won't be able to get girls when you're older, or get more girls, because you don't have the experience, you don't have the character, you don't have the fails or the suffering that I got through getting my looks of physique, through getting my money. And this is why you won't be able to pull girls if I were to give you everything I have without the experience. Because I failed and built the experience that you did not. Now, you must suffer to do the same in order to gain that level of experience. Looks is not enough, you have to be neurotypical and suffer to build a character. Character is everything. Building it alone is best, and with a mentor or coach, you can skip past the bullshit and get there faster. I had many mentors, and hence why I'm so successful, and this is why I offer coaching / mentorship to help others ascend. Now, confidence is attractive. We already talked about this in the video, but essentially being assertive and dominant gets you a lot of girls, business deals, friends, socially being good. So if you don't want to be the socially autistic kid, that is a terrible look, then you need to put in a lot of work and put in effort by applying these tips. I hope this video has provided a lot of value. So it's slightly, so it's like a bit more. It took me a while to produce this video. It took me like 20 hours, but I'm hoping this helps a lot because it was one of my more effort-based videos. So anyways, I've decided to give everything away for free, and I will continue to post high-value free content and serving valuable content. Again, as always, if you want to get coaching and, you know, get with girls and so on and so forth, then book a free strategy session. I'll build you a free presentation on what you need to do. And if you do that, I'll see if I can take you under my wing and give you coaching on a scheme and so on and so forth. However, if you don't want anything like that, then you can continue watching my videos. I'll continue to post free content. So thank you very much.